Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Platform. Today we shall be talking of something very important, and that's talking about tourism. The sector is the highest employer in the world, and for many things that you know or you may not know, tourism is something you may be practicing it unknowingly, but it's actually tourism. And in Plateau, we're gifted. Plateau goes with the acronym of the Home of Peace and Tourism. My name is Yakubu Tadi. I'm not the one to explain about those things. We have an expert in the house who will be telling us. She's, let me say, use this word, an Amazon in the tourism sector. Pleased to have you. And normally we ask our guests, you talk to the viewer who you are, introduce yourself.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Nana Dashi Yakubu. Zonal Coordinator of Nigerian Tourism Development Authority. I'm also the chairman of Plateau Hikers and Tour Association and an author of a book on tourism, which is a listed textbook now with the Federal Ministry of Education. Thank you.
Well, that's quite interesting, and it's happy to know you're an author. What is the book all about?
The book is about entrepreneurship for schools. It's titled Introduction to Tourism Studies for Schools and Colleges. So areas where our youths can benefit
from
the tourism sector.
At what level of education is that book to be introduced?
Okay, the book is introduced at senior and early colleges, senior secondary schools and early colleges.
Well, people must get to know you. Who is Nana first before she's into tourism? She came from somewhere. And all of this, your early beginnings, where you were born, and all of these things.
Okay, I'm born here in Jos. I'm from Plateau State here. I'm a daughter of the soil. I'm from Lantern North here in Plateau State. I did my primary school here in Jos. I started in St. Luke's, then went to Ansarudin. Then after that, I went to Government Secondary School Lantern. From there, the Polytechnic, where I started my career.
Plateau Polytechnic?
Yes, Plateau Polytechnic, where I started my career in tourism. Then went for my HND at the Cardinal Polytechnic. From there, I also did a postgraduate diploma in journalism at the Institute of International Institute of Journalism. Yes, and then went for my master's at the University of Plateau.
Which sector is that?
Public admin.
Well, people would have thought perhaps career choice in some areas is guided by parents. What are your parents? What is their background and how do they feel about your path? Did you discuss that at the early stage?
No, actually, I initially wanted to be a lawyer, but somehow along the line it didn't turn out that way. So when I went in to get the admission for tourism.
And did you discuss that with your parents?
You know, before then now, it's not really like, sometimes they don't really delve into what you wanted to do like that.
You know, the times pass, that's the thing. They wake up and say, oh, if you were a teacher, you wanted your child to be a teacher.
No, most times what they guided was like more of a career in the public service. You know, our people here say, government work is so that was just about that.
Just go to school and do
just
government
go
work.
to school and get a job. So I think that was how I found myself in. But there was this. I've always loved nature.
Okay.
Yeah, when we were kids, we with my cousins we normally take Sundays out. Maybe we'll say we'll go for a picnic, just go around. Maybe we'll climb some of the just nearby small rocks around and say, okay, we are there for a picnic. Or sometimes we go to the zoo. Almost every Sunday, the zoo was like our...
Just museum and zoo?
Yes, just museum and zoo here.
Okay.
We trek. Then we lived around west of mine, so we trek from there to the zoo and the museums. So it was like something that has always been there. Okay. Somehow, when I saw it, I said, okay, I found my path in life, and that was how it started. Yes.
Well, nature and people.
Yes, yes.
Yes. For some, it comes naturally. For some, later in life, and then coincidentally, you find yourself working.
Yes, I found
within
myself.
the sector.
Yes.
How is that? You're looking at Nigeria, you see find people going to Dubai. You see find people going abroad for vacation. And here you are. Can you reconcile this with the opportunities we have in Nigeria?
Actually, tourism is a low-hanging fruit for us here in Nigeria, but we need to do a lot more. We need to harness what we have, and the sector requires us to put in a lot of, I'll say, interest, passion. If you don't have passion for this industry, you may not be able to go that much, and the country will not benefit from the sector. So Nigeria needs to key into a lot of things, like our infrastructures. Most of these tourist sites are located in rural areas, community. You have beautiful sites there, but accessibility, accessing those tourist sites is what we have to look into as a country. And of course, we know what is really taking us a little bit backwards here, the issue of insecurity. Insecurity is everywhere. I always say that. I remember when I went to Israel, we were to go to Jericho when we were taking our tours around. And the tour guide, as a Jew, he will not enter Jericho. But there's a point where he will meet with the tour guide from Jericho. So I said, if insecurity is not stopping their business, why is it that we cannot also do what they're doing?
Okay, the federal government is basically about policy, and then the states and the local governments, that's where these things are domiciled. I've seen deliberate efforts by the former governor Donald Duke, and we now have the Calabar Festival.
Yes.
Would you suggest that kind of political will for state governors and local government to drive this process?
Yeah, of course. For tourism, you must also have a local government committee. So the governors need to look at how they'll bring in the local government committees into full function, because that is where, like I said earlier, most of our tourist attractions are located. Now, for us in Plateau State, Plateau State is a home of peace and tourism. But what are we actually looking at as a state when you look at tourism? We have a lot of products on the plateau. When I mean so many tourism products we have then. Of course, you know about the hiking products that we are trying to put on the global map. It's a product that can benefit the state, because hiking has become the new norm in the world because of its health benefits and mental and physical. So all of these things are products that, if we look closely, it's not only about having maybe just the wildlife park. There are so many other products that we can package. What about agro-tourism? We have what it takes for people to come in. We've had tours that we've packaged for people coming from outside.
The sports tourism.
Sports tourism, coming from outside, wanting to see how they grow strawberry.
And the government is talking about health tourism.
Yes, and health tourism.
The private sector to come in.
And the weather here is so beautiful, and with the rare vegetables that we have. So by the time you're here for any medical, you have the state-of-the-art medical facility in the state. Of course, the weather and what you eat will also improve your health. So we have so many products that can be
let's
marketed.
get to the product you're presently handling. Before, we had so many different height groups. I know Architect Sander handles one.
Yes, I'm a member of that.
Yes, Jerry Doubles handle one.
Yes, just like it.
I have had to interact with Doubles, and they were trying to say they wanted to hit set a world record in tourism, but somehow you've been able to come in, pull them together and move as one body. Those separate entities but working together for the good of the state. What do you hope to achieve with that effort? How much of it has it also branded Plateau and also given it a window to the world?
It has given a lot of window to the world, because as I'm a tourism at the national level, and I've gotten quite some few awards. So I'm in a platform with, in fact, almost all tourism practitioners in Nigeria. And recently, I'm also a member of the African Standard Organization. And the area I am a member of the working group is adventure tourism. So what we have been doing here on the plateau, bringing these high groups together has really put Plateau State on the global map, as I'll tell you, because most of what we do is I send them to all these platforms, and these are people that market tourism nationwide and outside the country. So we have been able to put that, what these young boys are doing, they are marketing Plateau even on their own, because they all have social media handles. You know, if you do the number of high groups you have on the plateau, you cannot count. There's so many of them. So what came to mind was in 2019, they were inviting me to hike with them, of course, as part of what I do, trying to see how we promote some of this. So I've hiked with almost all the groups that are registered with PATA. So I now said, why do we have to be doing things separately, having your own standards as a group? It doesn't work. It will not market the hiking product. Okay, it will not bring the hiking, the plateau hike product on the map. So we should have come under one umbrella to be able to regulate them, market them, and also give certain standards to guide them as they take people out to hike. So I invited them all to my office. I wrote to them, invited them, and spoke with them. That was in 2019, and that was how we started this group. And the group excos are members of leaders of various high groups. All the leaders like Jerry Doubles and Alexander. We have Isaiah Trailblazers. We have those of rock hikers. I'll keep naming them like that, and there's so many. So we all meet together quarterly. If we have any urgent thing to discuss, we now meet. And of course, I gave them my office too, because they need somewhere. Yes, I gave them part of somewhere in my office to meet.
Okay, in this marriage now of the different hike groups, what has come out of it?
A unity hike has come out of it. We come together to bring out standards on how we'll be able to improve hiking as a tourism product for Plateau State and put it on the map. So what we do now is we register them, give them certificates, and then we also encourage the local community to ensure that whoever comes to hike around your area shows that he is a member of an association. We're looking at all these insecurities that we have. When you see somebody around your community, you should be able to ask the person what he's doing here. Because every hike group, before you go for a hike, you must do a recce. You must go meet with the community, check the environment, meet with the community leader, youth leader, tell them this is what you, and then we also carry the community along. Sometimes we use them to guide us to some of these areas, and we pay them. Okay. And they also earn from it. Yes. There are some trails that when we hike, they say, we've not seen you for a long time, we've missed you. They are eager to have us. For the past 6-7 years that I've started hiking, I cannot count the number of trails that I've hiked on the plateau. There are so many.
Okay. Looking at this, can you tie it to the economy, apart from the tour guides and the artifacts? Local artifacts are fast disappearing. Do they take advantage of these hikes to also say, okay, let us produce local artifacts so that when these people come, they will buy? I go to villages, you also see what is made in Europe and not what is made locally, identified with particular community. Is there any deliberate effort to say, okay, guys, this community, if people are coming, let them be able to get something from your community to identify your community? Because if you're You're reaching the world. You should be reaching the world with products that are local to that community. If you also say you try to show what is foreign, it's not new. It may not be attractive to people from outside.
Yeah, actually, what we try to do as what do you call it, as an association, we have met and we looked at the possibility of reaching out to the government on how to open up hiking trails. And by the time you open up some of these hiking trails, you'll be able to have the locals key into it. We'll have art and craft shops around. Yes. We have all these what do you call it? People with come and sell local drinks and all stuff like that.
The beverages
and the beverages around and stuff like that. So these are some of the plans that we have as an association. Because we are just starting. It's not easy to start something like this. It's not an easy thing now. We've been working effortlessly.
It's good that it has started, but let me also ask this. The knowledge of the tour guides is one thing. I've not traveled outside, but I've had a few interactions with people who are tour guides. How much knowledge do they have? Not peripheral knowledge. Those who had things to do with all of these areas of recreation were very knowledgeable and vast in their communities. So how vast are these people you are meeting? Or you would have to also create room for training of the tour guides.
Yes, it's one of the things that we have as an association to see how we can train them. Because the Institute for Tourism, I was here recently, and one of the things I did was I was able to see how all the hike leaders of various hike groups, because they did a training on hiking. Okay. And we even did the practicals. We went to Bachi Basalt Rock Formation. So I made sure that all the leaders of all the hike groups participated in the training. So they were able to benefit something. So from there, we on our own now, because it's like a train the trainer, our plan is, okay, how can we bring in all those other local community guides and train them so that the community can also benefit from what?
There's Ministry of Tourism, there's Tourism Corporation here in Plateau State, and there's your office. And with the Plateau Hike Group, is there a handshake?
Yeah, they are aware we are here, and even when we did our last hike, we wrote to them.
The awareness and the handshake are different things.
Well, we're still working to see how we but they are aware. As an association, we've written to them. The commissioner even sent a representative when we did the flag off for the Unity hike. So we are hoping that we should do more, much more, because we're putting Plateau State on the map. So we should be able to work closely, much more than what it used to be.
Okay, you're talking about the Unity group. It appears that from the picture of a unity, you have a large group. You have a large group of people going for hiking. Have you taken statistics of those who join you from outside Plateau State?
Yeah, I've had people that joined us from Lagos, but I cannot give you like a number, but I can just tell you we've had people that joined us from Abuja, from Lagos, from Kaduna, from Kano, just quite a number from various states.
In doing this also, you try to promote people. Is there a deliberate, do you have deliberate media mechanism to also say, look, let's document this, let's talk to people who come on the hike and share this information to the world to deliberately know that yes, beyond going for the hiking, yes, there must be also practical media involvement beyond what you do on your social media handles, that you are branding and the content of your branding must be such a way that it's professionally handled.
Actually, for now, it's social media branding that we do. So probably we'll work towards having media kind of collaboration so that we're able to properly market the hiking as a product.
So what is the future of hiking? It looks like it's an urban-based thing now you're doing. And flora and fauna and the mountainous nature of Plateau. I do go out for a walk in the morning. Somebody said I was also hiking. I said, no, my own may not be hiking really. But I look at the weather sometimes, as low as 9 degrees I've had the experience. Is there anything that's in the offing to make sure that, yes, you also give good information about Plateau State that attract people with these days of intermittent insecurity challenges that we have. And I was happy when you say people from Lagos State come to Kano irrespective of this.
Okay, what we try as much to, normally you hike in the mornings. We come out maybe around 6:30 a.m., have a muster point, and we hike. And well, we are Plateau people. The weather is something that we're already used to, and whether it's cold or hot, we still come out to hike. It doesn't stop us from hiking. Sometimes it's the weather that brings people out. Some people love the cold weather of Plateau State. And then when we're bringing hikers, people are coming from out because of the insecurity. We try to see how we bring in security agencies to be part of our hiking, to give them the confidence and boost their morale, because of course the issue of insecurity of Plateau State is something that has gone viral.
It's even national. It's not a restricted issue to Plateau.
So we have to really work hard to see how the narratives regards that change. By the time they see us doing all these things, if people can do this on the Plateau, it means there's relative.
Yes, it's a global, security is global. It may not be restricted to Plateau, but do you see a future in hiking, and what are the potential benefits?
Yeah, there's a future in hiking because there are so many countries that have put their tourism on the map with hiking. Hiking brings in a lot of people. When they come, they stay in hotels, they eat food. There's this multiplier effect, and that is what tourism is all about. So the local community will benefit from those who just came in. You understand? And then, of course, we're also marketing our sites because we hike waterfalls, we hike heritage sites, we hike mountains, flora and fauna, beautiful places. So we're also marketing all the tourism products that we have on the plateau.
Well, I would have loved to continue the conversation because you are multifaceted. We will not talk about your book. We need to bring you sometime to talk about your book.
Yeah.
And also to talk about the tourism potentials within the zone, to look at it and see how we can have a zonal unity tourism activity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much for finding time to be
Okay,
here.
thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank you.
having us here. And I also want to encourage all those hike groups that are out there that have not identified and come to register, that they should come. Because we are working closely with the local community chiefs to ensure that if you come to hike in that environment, you show your ID card to know that you are a member of an association. In case of anything, our contacts are all there on the ID card. So yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's good to be organized. Hiking is actually a good thing to do. And Plateau is getting more exposed through the effort of individuals, young people, and they all can also hike. Let me just say that. And we shall be here again with another exciting guest to talk about different things that happen within our community. I remain yours sincerely, Yakubu Tadi. Join us again next week for another interesting edition.